Some people think watches just don't suit them. I used to be one of them. Maybe you've even said to yourself, every time I put one on, it just looks wrong. And hey, you might be right. But just before you give up for good, I'd like to say this. It's not the watch, it's you. Don't worry, I'm here to help. Because chances are you're breaking at least one of these 3 rules. Rule number 1, your watch needs to be worn on the right part of your arm or your wrist. Behind the wrist bone is what I'm trying to say. That's like the natural border for where your watch should be. Your watch belongs behind it, closer to your arm, not near your palm. When your watch is sitting on the wrist bone, it's uncomfortable, it limits movement, and honestly, it looks childish. If it's not knocking against your wrist with every step you take, it's stopping you from doing your morning handstands. Wearing a watch at the wrong part of your wrist is like wearing your cap backwards in 2025. Except, it's never been acceptable to wear a watch on your wrist bone. As we go through these rules, you'll notice I compare watches to wearing clothes quite a lot. When I'm adding or removing links from a watch bracelet, I know that I have too many links when the watch doesn't cling to my arm in a downward position and keeps falling off. I know I don't have enough links when it doesn't sit at least 1 inch behind my wrist bone. I think it looks just as silly if your wrist is gasping for air. The next rule is that the size of the watch needs to fit you. There's a reason The Rock would never be seen in a Cartier tank and why Ariana Grande wouldn't be seen in an RM. I think. Anyways, I must reiterate that a watch that doesn't fit is like clothes that don't fit. If you've got a smaller wrist, skip the 44mm, 46mm monstrosities. Go for something more proportional, like a 38 or 40mm. Think Seiko 5 or Rolex Datejust if you've got the bread. Smaller watches have classic vibes and won't make you look like you're trying to smuggle a sundial in on your arm. Thickness matters too. A watch that's too thick makes it look like you're wearing a hockey puck. Unless you're a diver or an astronaut, you don't need something that chunky. Save the G-Shocks and heavy duty stuff for when you're hiking, not hitting the coffee shop. Rule number 3, your watch needs to match your outfit. Think of your watch like your shoes. You wouldn't wear sneakers or trainers, for those in the UK, to a wedding, or at least I hope you wouldn't. Same rule applies to watches. If you're wearing a 3-piece suit, you should not, under any circumstances, be rocking a giant Casio digital watch. That's like pairing flip-flops with a tux. And on the flip side, if you're heading into the gym with a tracksuit, leave your shiny, slim dress watch at home. It doesn't belong. Stick to the basics. For sports or outdoor activities, a fitness watch or G-Shock will do in most cases. For suits, any kind of dress watch, and if you're ever in doubt, go with something versatile like a Tissot PRX or Seiko 5 for example. Something that can flex between both worlds without breaking a sweat. So to conclude, if you've ever felt like watches don't suit you, it's probably not the watches. It's the rules that you're breaking. Fix the placement, get the size right, and match your outfit to your watch. I promise you'll reconsider. Obviously, I need to caveat this whole video by saying that these are rules but not laws. At the end of the day, if you want to wear a giant Casio to your daughter's wedding, do it. While I don't believe that we should recklessly ignore the fact that people will judge us for what we wear and how we wear it, I do believe that we have free will and how we use our money is up to us. And sometimes standing out can be a good thing. If you've got any watch questions, drop them down below, or better yet, subscribe and I'll make sure your wrist game stays on point. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.